Ever wonder how an AI actually learns? How it goes from getting everything wrong to, well, getting things right? It's not magic, not really. It's actually a lot like a ball rolling down a hill, always on a quest to find the lowest possible point. So today, we're going to break down how making that ball roll smarter and a whole lot faster is the secret to building the incredible AI we interact with every single day. All right, so at its heart, every single AI model is trying to solve a puzzle. When it's training, it's faced with this just massive ocean of possible answers, but only one is the absolute best. So the real challenge, the fundamental problem it has to solve is how does it sort through all of that noise to find that one perfect solution? Okay, so for an AI to learn anything, it first has to know how wrong it is, right? This is where something called a loss function comes into play. You can just think of it as an error score. The bigger the number, the worse the AI's guess was. So the whole goal of the training process is to get that number as tiny as possible, as close to zero as it can get. Now, this is where it gets really cool and visual. Instead of thinking about that error score as just some number on a screen, I want you to picture it as a huge, sprawling landscape. It's full of massive hills and deep, deep valleys. The highest peaks on this landscape, those represent big errors, really bad predictions. But the deep valleys, those represent low error, which means we're getting closer to the right answer. And this landscape, well, it sets up our goal perfectly. To find the very best answer, all we have to do is drop a ball, which is our learning algorithm, somewhere on this landscape. Its entire job is to simply roll downhill and find the very bottom of the deepest valley it can. That lowest point, that's our target. That's the point of minimum error, the best possible solution the AI can find. So, how does this ball actually find its way down the hill? Well, let's start with the most basic method out there. It's called gradient descent, and you can think of it as the slow and steady, step-by-step journey to the bottom. This whole process is called gradient descent, and it's basically the bedrock of how most neural networks learn. The gradient is just a fancy term for the direction of the steepest climb. It tells you which way is up. So logically, to get to the bottom, the algorithm just takes a tiny step in the exact opposite direction. It does this over and over and over again. So in our analogy, this gradient descent ball is, well, it's incredibly cautious. It has zero memory of where it's been, and absolutely no momentum pushing it forward. It just rolls a tiny bit, comes to a dead stop, carefully checks the ground to find the steepest path down, takes one single, careful step, and then it does the whole thing all over again. But, and this is a big but, while being super safe is nice, it can be painfully slow. Imagine it's on a long, gentle slope. It would take forever to get to the bottom with that tiny step-by-step process. And to build the kind of powerful AI we have today, we need to get to the bottom of that hill way, way faster. So, how do we get our ball to move faster? How do we speed this thing up? Well, we take a little inspiration from physics, and we give it a push using a concept called momentum. The idea behind momentum is actually pretty intuitive. Instead of just looking at the current slope, the algorithm also starts to consider the direction it was just moving. By adding a piece of that last step into the current one, it starts to build up speed, and you guessed it, momentum. So let's go back to our hill. Our bottle isn't just a tiny point anymore. It's got some real weight to it now. It has mass. As it rolls downhill, it picks up speed, building velocity. This newfound speed helps it just cruise down those long, gentle slopes, and even gives it enough oomph to roll right over small bumps and dips that would have totally trapped our first super cautious ball. But of course, there's a downside, right? This speed comes at a price. Our ball can get going so fast that it becomes reckless. When it finally reaches the bottom of the valley, it can't stop. It builds up so much steam that it blows right past the lowest point, shoots up the other side, and then has to waste time rolling all the way back. That's a huge problem. This whole overshooting problem, it's what leads us to an even smarter, more elegant approach, one that combines that raw speed of momentum with a little bit of foresight. It's called Nesterov Accelerated Gradient, or just NAG for short. And it's genius. It all comes down to one simple, brilliant idea: looking ahead. Instead of just calculating the slope where it is right now, it takes a little peek into the future to see where its momentum is about to take it. So just picture our new nag ball rolling down the hill. Before it commits to its next big move, it does something really clever. It makes a quick, temporary, pretend jump forward based on its current speed. It's basically asking itself, Okay, if I keep going this fast, where am I going to end up in a second? And now, from that hypothetical future spot, it checks the slope of the hill. If it sees that the ground is starting to curve upwards, it knows it's about to hit the bottom of the valley. It then uses that future knowledge to adjust its actual move, correcting its path before it even takes the step. It's genius. Think of it like driving a car. Classical momentum is like looking at the road right in front of your bumper before you hit the gas. Nesterov, on the other hand, is like looking way down the road, seeing a sharp curve coming up, and knowing to ease off the gas before you even get there. That foresight makes all the difference in the world. And the payoff for this little bit of foresight is just massive. By looking ahead, the neg ball can actually anticipate the curve of the valley. It knows when the ground is about to flatten out or rise up, so it can hit the brakes at exactly the right moment. This lets it slow down smoothly as it approaches the bottom, landing gracefully at the lowest point without that clumsy overshooting. So let's just put this all together, right? We started with gradient descent, the slow, methodical, but reliable ball. Then we gave it a push with momentum, which made it fast, but also kind of reckless. And finally, with Nesterov, we created a ball that is the best of both worlds. It's fast, and it's smart enough to know when to slow down. Each one of these is a huge leap forward in making AI training work better. Okay, so a ball rolling down a hill is a great analogy, and it's fun to think about. But why do we actually care? Why does getting this imaginary ball down a hill faster and smarter matter in the real world? The impact it's enormous. It's everywhere. These smarter, faster learning methods are literally what make modern AI possible. They slash the training time and the huge amounts of computational energy it takes to build these massive models that are behind our daily tools. This efficiency, knowing when to hit the gas and when to brake for the curves, is what's running under the hood of everything from instant language translation to the predictive systems in self-driving cars. And that really leaves us with one final big thought. This hilly landscape of error we've been talking about, that's just one type of problem. By developing these sophisticated strategies to navigate it, we're not just teaching an AI to get better at one task, we're teaching it how to solve incredibly complex problems in general. So the real question is, what other challenges, what other landscapes can we teach it to conquer next?